teachers' audience in Chennai, 2002 or 2003. On a Teachers' Day, more than 3,000 teachers. Then they called me to inaugurate a program. Then I said I will not come. Because generally the inauguration speech can be 10 minutes, right? Or half an hour, not more than that. And I said I have to travel 12 plus 12 hours. Either if I take a train or a flight also, you will have more than 5 plus 5, 10 hours. And you have to speak 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I am sure with a lot of MPs, MLAs, secretaries and all that will be there, they will have to give some space. And they will say, you speak 5 minutes, sir, and then give a note after 5 minutes. No, stop it. I said, I will not come. I will only come for a program where I can speak to teachers for a full day. So they found somebody else who will inaugurate. My program started at 10 o'clock and it went up to 6 o'clock. 3,000 teachers. That was my largest teachers gathering. And recently 3,800 children of 10th class in a single session from 9:30 to 3 o'clock. From 38 different schools, 100 selected children. Had sessions from 9:30 morning till next day 5:30 morning. 20 hours continuous sessions. I do marathon lectures. Only on academic activities. Let it be a 3rd class LPU school student. I also had sessions in medical college for professors, international medical college, where Hungarian, Russian, American, Canadian, Indian doctors who teach in medical colleges. Only with one aim, I left the department. That is to make a difference in our education system and in the society, therefore. A lot of people in this country, but the result is nil. We are moderate, developing. Generally a question comes, why we were leaders in education, leaders in development once upon a time. But what had happened to us? We had international university where hundreds of countries coming to India with thousands of students, 48 branch of science being taught, Nalanda, Takshashila. And today we don't have, our children go abroad for studies. Our education system is not very flexible. Earlier we had education system very flexible. Applied science was what was taught. Arthashastra, written by Kaudilya, the first economic book in the world. Psychology book, Ramayana, especially the chapter on Yoga Vasishta, best psychology textbook in the world. So much knowledge in this country. But today our education system has become very bad. Many reasons. I keep saying, my father had a good value system. I'm sure, that's why I asked the age of people. Maybe our fathers were much better in the value system than we were. I'm sure, right? Who is more good, your father or you? In truthfulness, devotion, serving society, helping others, I'm sure each one of us will answer that our father was better. Now I will ask another question. Are we good or our children better? Our children are better. You know why? This is the generation who took birth in 1940 to 1980. This is the worst generation we have produced for various reasons. I am a researcher on geocultural science. Look at the site called Portrait of India. We run a site called Portrait of India. Portrait of India. You don't see every detail, you don't see my names there because it's a secret program which we are running. on paper I am not supposed to publicize because I am being spied by government of India every day. Because of security reasons, I am not supposed to speak publicly on many issues. I was with the RAW, Intelligence Department, in the rank of an IG of police. So there are a lot of restrictions for me to travel across, write something, do some political activities and all that. But we do it under a cover. We start analyzing why India is not progressing. What will happen to India after some time? The basic reason is our culture has become bad. Value system is lost. We have become selfish, more selfish. Especially this generation. What will happen if we don't train the next generation? They will also become like us. Actually, they are good. Every one of us take birth with a good heart. Clean manas. But as we grow up, वो pollute हो जाता है. So how can you clean it? Clean. कैसे clean करना? You cannot take vim powder and brush and then clean your manas. नहीं कर सकते. You have to be dharmic. Every action which you do should have a dharmic activity. And be very, very active. As active as we can. Are we becoming very active? How much of the capability which we have, we are using it? We have a social system. You know, the social system which we have is very good. Where we want to earn more and keep lot of money for our child. Why are we earning? To make my son rich. Why you are constructing house? Now quarters hai. But retirement के बाद क्या होगा? Do you think after retirement you require a house? By the time you retire, your children will get a good job. I'm sure they will construct a house and you can stay with them. Or you want to stay alone, where your children will stay somewhere else? Why do you think so? Because your value system is lost. You have no faith in your own children. Why? Because you don't give them the love which they deserve. You only make them good engineers, but you don't make them good son. If they don't become your good son, do they become the good citizen of India? They don't even have a love to you as your parents. कैसे होगा? There is a nice story. An old man who is sitting in a balcony. अखबार पढ़ रहे थे. Then his son was working on a laptop. अंदर बैठ के लैपटॉप में काम कर रहा है. And the old man, his father, he asked, बेटा वो क्या है? Then the son told it is a crow. फिर he started reading newspaper. After some time, again the old man asked, बेटा ये क्या है? Then the young fellow who came said, I told you it is a crow. Because second question he got irritated. Again after some time the old man asked, Papa was asking the beta, ये क्या है? मैं बोला था ना मैं काम कर रहा हूं, don't disturb me. He never answered. Again after some time the father asked, बेटा ये क्या है? Then the son came, turned the chair, said, don't look there, look only this side. उधर मत देखो आप. But then after some time, again the father looked back and asked, बेटा वो क्या है? Father भी थोड़ा loose है. Then The son took the chair inside and closed the door and said, "Don't see outside." बाद में क्या किया वो? He started looking through the window and said, "बेटा वो उधर वो क्या है?" The son got irritated. He just stamped on the chair. The father faltered. Okay. Then the father went to the cupboard, took the old diary. Beta, December 9th, 1980. I was sitting on the same chair, balcony में बैठ रहे थे, and you were on my lap. तुम तो 3 साल का था वो टाइम पे, अभी तो 33 हो गया. Okay. Then you asked me, "Papa, वो क्या है?" Then I told, "Crow." Then second time when you asked, then I told, "Papa, बेटा मैं बोला ना वो crow है." You asked me 30-40 times. Then each time when you asked, I was so happy to give you explanation. Now you cannot even tolerate me 2 times. है ना? Every father loves their child, but do the child loves their father as much as? You will get an answer not looking at your son, looking at your father. You will get an answer. We have never given love what is given to us by our father. Therefore, we never deserve love from your child. Yes or no? So, the value system loses from our childhood. Basic reason is we have become selfish. Too selfish. Unless we get rid of this selfishness, our value system can never improve. What is that we are giving back to the society? Are we doing our job with the full sincerity? How much time we spend? I am sure all of you are fed with the money which you are getting from Navodaya Vidyal, right? Good or bad? Salary comes from there. How much time you spend for educating yourself so that you can give a better education? You will not come for such a course if your TA is not paid, DA is not paid, accommodation is not given. How many of you spend money from your pocket to get a training you tell? How many teachers have spent such? Seeing rarely one could say that yes, I do that. Rarely. Last month I did not come because of 2 reasons. One was I had a personal program. But as they know that I am going to Trivandrum, I had only a marriage fixation program somebody was coming to see, that was half day. So the rest half day in the morning I was free. As I told somebody that I am going there, I told one of my friends, whenever I take my number, I give SMS. I am reaching in Trivandrum, so and so place, in so and so time. I got a lot of people there, a lot of my students. One LIC agent, not agent, he is a development officer. He has got nearly 300 agents with him. I gave a message that I am coming there. He said, "Sir, half day are you free?" I said, "I am free." Okay, then we will have a program. So half day I had a program. Because I am going there, they arranged a program. He called all the agents, send a SMS, Dr. Shashikumar is coming, half day he is available. So we will have a training program. Those who are interested, come and register 1,000 rupees per session. 200 people turned up, 1,000 rupees paid. How much money they get? 2 lakh. The hotel was 25,000 rupees, including food. They paid me 30,000 rupees, half day program. He is happy, I am happy. Maybe some participants are unhappy. I don't know how many teachers will do that. Tell the best educationalist in the country is coming and ready to talk to you. How many of us will pay 1,000 rupees to attend a program for half day? See? With resistance to people, right? Why? Because as teachers, we will not spend the salary which we get for sharpening our weapon. सादा कूली वाला को देखो, उसका नाइफ को शार्पन करने के लिए कौन पैसा देते? वो खुद पैसा देना पड़ेगा, राइट? For our ability to improve, for what? If I do like this also, I will get salary. ऐसे करे तो भी सैलरी मिलेगा, है ना? सैलरी तो आ जाएगा. If I do better, I am not going to get more promotion. Because we put both horse and the donkey in the same place. I was taking a class in Mari Chennaradi Institute for Better Governance. आंध्र प्रदेश में सब गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज को उधर ट्रेनिंग को आना चाहिए, पक्का. They have to come there. It's a on rotation. They get trained. So last month, 2 months back, I had a session for all the good administrators, superintendent of police, conservator of forest, lot of senior people, middle management, not the topmost but the middle management. I asked, what is your problem? आपको कुछ problem होगा ना? Because I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a counseling person. You tell me what are the problems which generally have. Sir, promotion नहीं मिल रहा है, सबको यही problem, promotion नहीं मिल रहा है. Good, promotion नहीं है तो job quit करो, get out of the place, no? Abba, if I lose this job, I will never get another job, he says. So you know that you are useless. Correct or not? You are not going to get any other job. दूसरा काम तो नहीं मिलेगा. That means what? You are useless. If you are useless, why do you want to get promotion? Even the useless fellow wants a promotion. See, we don't evaluate ourselves, how good we are. We keep on complaining the system. And what is the education system which we are working? We have got management, top management, middle management, and then you get into the principal, or maybe then you have got housemasters like you, and you have got teachers, and the beneficiaries are students. The school runs because there are students. Students are not there, will the school run? So who is the prime important factor? Students. All this is constructed around that. So who is the real God or master for you? Students. But generally what we do? We don't care what they want, but we care what we want and try to impose everything what we don't have on them. Learning itself, teaching itself is like that. The whole education system is trying to put something to them which they really don't want. They don't know why they are learning this. They don't know why they are learning this. You just ask, take a physics or chemistry textbook and ask, why this chapter? What is the use of this chapter? Teachers cannot explain it. The objective is not clear. If the objective is not clear, they will not have interest in learning. Whose responsibility is that to teach them this is required for this purpose? Teachers. Otherwise, parents. Is it not? Either teachers must be able to explain or parents must be able to explain. Each and every point they must be able to ask questions. Seeing anything, keep asking questions. But I am seeing most of the time. Today morning I went there. I gave almost 1 hour speech. I just asked, any student who want to ask some question? Nobody wants a question. No single question. I have to repeatedly ask. One person has to come and ask me question. Forced them. And I pinpointed someone, you come here, and then pulled them. Why they don't ask question? They are not encouraged in the classroom. I told the same thing. वो क्यों नहीं पूछ रहा है? उसका आदत नहीं है. Assume you had a practice of asking questions. Definitely they will stand up and ask questions. We were also like that. We were taught just to listen, don't ask questions. Why they don't ask questions? Because The teachers never encourage asking questions. No teachers explain why they are. This is the problem. We believe becoming good, silent. In the class they should become silent. Just listen. Don't become active. Don't become overactive. Obedient. These are the good qualities which people should have. Obedient means what? Whatever I say, you just listen. Is it not? Suppose you ask some question, definitely the teacher won't like that. That has become the role of that. Education is learning. Knowing. How do you know? First you should know what you don't know. Analyze and understand, oh, this subject I don't know. Then you start learning. I was very glad in the during the session I gave some information. One of the physics teacher who came and asked me, this subject what you said is wrong, he said. This word what you used is wrong. I was very happy. At least he noted that. No? Then I corrected him. In the analog situation, this is like this, but in the digital situation, it has been improved. Therefore, the new technology which have got a different number of count, where you had in your earlier textbook, it may be different. Because that's my subject. Image processing is my subject. Or something related to image processing. So I explained to him. So he was very happy. Assume he don't ask what he will do. He will tell many people, you know, वो बोला था वो wrong है. You understood? He had the guts to ask question, therefore he got corrected. If you don't ask question, what will happen? You will believe what the other person said is wrong. You understood? Why I was happy when he asked a question and said that I was wrong? If I am wrong, I am happy because by discussion I will learn. Either I get corrected or he get corrected, right? Either he will convince me or I will convince. Do you think the children don't have that knowledge today? What we teach is the best right thing in the world? Huh? We were teaching 9 grahas were there. Now today what happened? One of them is gone, right? Is it not? So what we teach in science is also not the ultimate. That can be wrong. Who has to ask question? Every children has to ask question. In our Bharatiya Shastra, who is the best student is defined perfectly well. You know who is the best student? Who asks questions. The best student is the student who asks questions. Yukti yuktam ubadeyam vajanam balakadabi. Yukti yuktam ubadeyam vajanam balakadabi. Even a small child, yukti yuktam, logically if we say something, vajanam balakadabi. Even a small child comes and tells you this is wrong, you ask him logic. And if he can explain logic, take him as master. Yukti yuktam upadeyam vachanam balakadabi anyat tranamavatyajam apyuktam brahmagadabi. Even if Brahma comes and tells you, and if you feel it is wrong, question him. Understood? See, in Bharatiya Shastram we never said God is always right. We never believed God is right. That's why one God fights with the other God. Not even a single God in our belief. You know why? Nobody can be perfect 100%. Even God had bad affairs. Is it not? Any good person also can become bad. You know why people become bad? Situations. We believe anything is good or bad depend on situations. What is good and bad in this country? Or what is good and bad in human? Having sex is good or bad? Sex with
No, sometimes are bad, sir.
See, it all depends on with whom you are having.
If I got success in achieving some bad qualities,
See, having sex with your wife is good. Otherwise, she will have sex with someone else. You understood?
actually that's one thing.
But having sex with your wife is good. Nothing wrong in that. But can you have it in front of your children? In front of somebody else? You will do it secretly, right? Is it not? That's what is called the culture. Doing something is good and something is bad. Depends on where, when, with whom, who is doing it. Cannot be defined perfectly 100% correct every time. No. You can do anything provided that will never hurt your own consciousness. What is dharmic and what is value system? Value system is dharmic, right? What is dharmic? आप खुद काम करो, बाद में ये नहीं सोचना ओ नहीं करना था, मैं क्यों किया, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. We keep on questioning ourselves. Assume any instance you keep on making you to ask or tell you that मैं खुद किया है वो ठीक नहीं है. That means it is adharmic. Okay? Simple definition. Assume I happen to be the son of a burglar, thief. My relatives are thief, my father is thief, my cousin brothers are thief because I belong to the family of thieves. When I steal, do you think I feel bad? Because I never feel, because I am trained to be like that. My mentality is like that. My culture is like that. That's why I never feel bad. But assume I am not in that culture and I steal something, what will happen? Next moment से heartbeat ज़्यादा होता है. Correct, no? Our heartbeat will change. Now, how do you get this good culture or a bad culture? How do you get it? So individually, हम कुछ कर रहा है. That is good or bad is defined by the society, environment where we are. So how do we change our environment? What are the things when we put into that environment, हम कैसे होना चाहिए? You are all teachers, right? Normal people who work on the street, painters, maybe drivers, all of them smoke and drink. As teachers, you smoke and drink. Society will look at these people and these people. They will say, teacher na, wo pee raha hai. But then the driver drinks, there is no complaint. But when a teacher drinks, it becomes a complaint. Why? Because society demands, society wants you to act in a specific style. That's what the culture demands you to behave in a specific style. So as teachers, when you get in a power position, you have a responsibility. What is that responsibility called? Social responsibility. As teachers, you have a better responsibility which is called a social responsibility. One of the most important social responsibility is value system. The best value which have to be taught to your children is by you. What are the different values? That depends on, again, where, when, how you are doing it. There can be rules which you may not accept, but you have to listen to that when you are in that system. मैं मेरा BSc होने के बाद MSc करने के लिए कोचिंग गए थे. कोचिन यूनिवर्सिटी. और टाइम पे मेरा ब्रदर इन लॉ नेवी में कोचिन में था. हॉलीडेज सैटरडे संडे आई यूज्ड टू गो टू माय सिस्टर. उधर एक अच्छा नेवी के वो कैंपस के अंदर एक थिएटर भी, सिनेमा थिएटर. If you want to see cinema in the Navy theater, you have to have full sleeve shirt, belt भी डालना है, शू भी डालना है. ये क्या रूल है? सिनेमा देखने के लिए फुल स्लीव होना है. बेल्ट has to be there and why you have to have a shoes? बिना शूज सिनेमा नहीं देख सकते क्या? ये क्या रूल है? See, that is the rule. You want to come, you come, otherwise don't come. Understood? केरला में टेम्पल्स है. If any gents who have to go there, they should not wear shirt. धोती पहनना है, पैंट्स नहीं चलेगा. ये क्या रूल है? That is the rule. You understood? So we have certain rules in a society, in a place, in an organization. There are something to be followed. Who makes the rule? There are few people who made the rule for some reason. अभी हमारा काम क्या है? Just obey that. Like the value and being social is also like that. Who made and told what is being social? What is value system? अभी assume I am meeting someone. I am getting introduced to them, each one of you. I may hug you, I may shake hand with you. But the system in India says I should not hug those ladies, right? Yes or no? But if it is in America, not only hugging, I should also kiss them. If I don't do, he is not a cultured man. He is not a social being. Yes or no? I was in Austria, Europe, for selecting a censor for Government of India, Defense. There was only one MD, Managing Director for the company. उधर ऐसा है, Managing Director है. He manufactured the scanner. वो पैकिंग भी उन्होंने खुद करते. He has to make a box for fitting it. कारपेंटर का काम वो भी करते. ट्रेनिंग भी उन्होंने देते. While doing training, if the plug is not working, वो रिमूव करके वो भी रिपेयर करते. He is the managing director, he is the fitter, he is the trainer, he is the software engineer. He is the person who posts it. He will also pack it, put in his डब्बा and drive the car himself and deliver it. इंडिया में है तो कितना लोग होना उसके पीछे. But he has got a one personal assistant, एक lady. She comes in coat, suit, boot, tie and all that. But as soon as she comes, she removes everything and only algebra and geometry will be there. Rest of the things she removes and sit in the corner chair. हमारे ऑफिस में ऐसे होता है क्या? See, they are all poor people. They don't have dress. But India is very rich. Therefore, we put lot of dress on us. That's the only difference. See, the culture is different there, the culture is different here. The MD, who is the rich man, who runs the factory, he invited me for dinner. I went there for 10 days program. Got training for maintaining the scanner. And also we have to select that for the buy. He said, sir, today we will have dinner with you. I said, fine. Next question, आप क्या खाएंगे? Then I said anything. He wanted to prove his wife knows how to make chapati. वो टेस्ट करना था उसको. Then he asked chapati. We will make chapati. I said fine. I'll eat chapati, no problem. He asked me how many chapatis you will eat. वो कैसे बोल सकते हैं? अच्छा है तो 4-5 खाएंगे. अच्छा नहीं है तो एक भी नहीं खाएगा हमने. But I have to make some average and told him I will take 2. Because I was not very confident. So she is not an Indian. She must have learned somewhere how to make chapati. TV में देखा होगा. वो first experiment मेरे ऊपर होगा. Say I said 2 chapati. What sabji you will have? What curry you will take? Europe, potato is the most famous thing. Said I love potato. Red potato or yellow potato? See, when I went there, he made only 3 chapati. 2 for me, 1 for him. And sabji इतना ही था. क्या कंजूस है यार? ऐसे रहते क्या? In India, when we invite somebody, will you ask first of all? हमको पता नहीं है वो क्या खाएंगे. So what we will do? You will make chapati. You will also make aloo parotha. You will also make biryani. You will make curd rice. You will like in South India में तो 4-5 तरफ rice भी रहता. And we will make 32 curries. आपको कौन सी चाहिए वो ले लो. That is our culture. The culture there is entirely different. Let them give you 1 glass of water. आप thank you नहीं बोले तो वो सोचेगा आप cultured नहीं. You have to tell thank you for each glass of water. एक ग्लास दिया दूसरे बार देने के पे वो टाइम भी बोलना thank you. If I come to your house, don't worry, I'm not going to come. Once I come to your house, you open the door. If you don't open also, I will open and come inside, right? In Western country, if they don't open, you should not enter. If you are my friend, I have a right to come to your house. वो नहीं बोलना है, आ जाओ, अंदर आ जाओ. No, you don't have to tell. Please come in, welcome, not required. You can, हम घुस जाते हैं अंदर, right? But उधर ऐसा नहीं है. You need permission. But you don't require permission to kiss on the street. You understand the difference? See, the culture is entirely different. Therefore, the social means, the value system which is added is entirely different. इधर आप शादी करो और next 2 days you divorce it. सब लोग बोलेंगे वो अच्छा आदमी नहीं. Correct or not? But you make your wife to suffer for 30 years. Nobody will tell. They will say, nice family, they are living together. They are living or dying together is a different matter. Because here culture demands you to stay together. Correct, no? If you are a person, don't stay with your wife for few years. कुछ तो problem है. You start discussing that, right? But in America, if you stay together for few years, कुछ तो problem है उधर. Is it not? 65% of the people are divorcees. Here you have to make your children sleep with you. Then you are a good father and good mother. After 6 years, if you don't give a separate bedroom in America, they can file a case against you for producing and not giving sufficient facility. You understood? So this custom is different, system is different, values are different. So when we say value system, professional value system, उसके example दिया मैं. As a teacher, they expect you something. Society gives you a value system entirely different. पहले इंडिया में कैसे थे? If the husband expires, the wife has to commit suicide. वो नहीं था. बाद में आया सती. कब से सती स्टार्ट हो गया? When? That is when the Muslims invaded India and then start ruling. Why sati came only when Muslims invaded? Because once you get married, 2 things came to India. One, child marriage and sati. The child marriage because the time your daughter become slightly matured, Muslim used to snatch them, marry them, kidnap them, rape them. Once you get married, they will not touch you. So you are safe. So what they do? As soon as child is slightly becoming elder, get them married. So there you are married, so you are safe. The time you lose your husband, Muslims will take them. So they said, as you get married, you are become a vidhava, what is to be done? Either commit suicide or marry somebody else. And in India, nobody marries the divorcees because there are a lot of women. See, the system and the culture, India, there is a culture which came because of somebody's intervention. If intervention was not, the culture would have been something different. So each cultural change have a reason behind it. It could be mostly socio-economic, political reasons. Socio-economic, political reasons. Probably native difference or influenced by the other people. Now, how do we make a difference to this culture? Who has to make it? Do the politicians make a difference?
Sir, child marriage is due to caste.
Pardon?
Child marriage in India is due to caste marriage.
That's what I'm saying. Which caste did it? No, I said the reason. One of the reason I'm saying. There could be 100 reasons. I'm only pointing one reason. There are hundreds of reasons.
Is there really a historical proof?
Yeah, there are a lot of articles on this. There are a lot of articles and study on this.
Proof, sir, proof.
Yes. For example, I'll tell you, if you look at the mythological, people say that it is a Hindu practice. If you look at Hindu practices, most of the weddings in Hindu traditional mythology or the heritage, the ladies had a good selection chance.
Sir,
Swayamvar.
research of the Vidya Sangh Vidhava Vivaha to Vidya Sangh. Will be that.
Abhi bhi hai. See, I'm not trying to say it is not removed. Once you get a culture, it may continue for some time. But I'm saying traditionally Indian culture, if you look at it, the ladies were given a choice to marry whomever they want. Not the other way. And ladies can test the husbands, whether they are good or bad. When you are in a position to test, none of them were child. They were all matured people. When they become elderly, such matters only marriage happens. See, for example, we have got the horoscope matching. Today, in the same Hindu caste, and not even Hindu, Muslims and Christians also do this. Either open or secret. Okay? When the matching happens, we believe that is an Indian tradition. Oh, Indian tradition nahi hai. Because Indian tradition, there is no horoscope matching before marriage. It came quite late. I am not talking about 1000 years. I am talking about few years, much years before that, 10,000 years back. You cannot see in any mythology when the Swayamvaram happens, the queen do select them by horoscope matching. Pehle karte kya? Anybody who walks on the street can get in, and then if he proves that he is good, she can select him. No horoscope matching was there. Assume it is not there with the king. Do you think it will be there with the common people? So horoscope matching was not at all a practice in India. Abhi aaya. Why did it come? It came because of so many reasons. Now when we learn astrology, I learned traditionally astrology from someone. When we learn astrology, we have a lot of sample horoscopes. Ek sample Ram Sita ka hai. And we say out of 10 matching. But 10 out of 10 matching tha, but wo bhi separate tha. Long years, correct? So physical separation is not considered as a separation in India. Understood the difference? In India, the relationship is not being together. You can be separate, but still you can have a good family life. The concept is entirely different. So when you look at reasons for culture, value, what we see is there is a transition, change from one to another, depends on new science, new social knowledge, new language. Language also influence a lot. The picture which you see, the books you read, all that gives you a culture, entirely different culture. The value system will change. Now during the time when we didn't had our rule, during the King's period, from then the invasion period, from the British, all Indians were patriotic during the British period. There was a big movement. One single person could line up everybody in a group, or a lot of leaders were there locally, they were able to put them together. Everybody was thinking about the problem of India, how to get independence and all that. You know what happened? All of them served this nation and the spirit of nationalism was with them. Okay, we got independence. After getting independence, what happened? I'm sure the people of 40s and 50s age, 30 also. Morning when we were having tea with Mr. Kannan, the principal of Navodaya Vidyal here, he was asking, do you like coffee or tea? Because generally the Tamil people like coffee. मैं बोला मुझे चाय चाहिए, coffee नहीं चाहिए. Then he asked why? Generally South Indians coffee ज़्यादा पीते. Said in my childhood, daily coffee पीना था, because chai was a luxury. Because coffee with jaggery, I don't know, you know what's jaggery? Good. Coffee powder, in our own plot we had lot of coffee tree. So making coffee powder was in our own house. You don't have to buy from outside. Jaggery to both common. But no sugar was available in shops. Only in ration shop we used to get sugar, that too 1 kg or 2 kg in a month. Ration was there for sugar, right? I don't know how many of you had that childhood where sugar was not a common commodity and there were lot of restrictions on sugar. Paisa hai to bhi nahi milega. Correct, no? Therefore, for us getting it, see, you don't make chai with good. Therefore, we had only coffee in our life, and once we get to tea, it was something luxury. So today also we have in our inside manas, there is a feeling coffee is not good, chai is good. It makes into a habit. Abhi coffee piye to kuch gadbad hoga, because it becomes your habit. Your body itself gets adjusted to that. Kerosene nahi tha, electricity was not there. Kerosene also, how much you will get? Very little, that too in ration shop. You understood? We had problem for everything. Chappal nahi tha. See, we had only one pen in my childhood. When I was in a 3rd class, 4th class, 5th class, we never had pen. 7th class, first pehle pen. Correct na? वो pen को भी blue color होगा उधर. Blue pen with ink. Ink pen. वो ink pen भी ink लेने के बाद पानी डालते उसमें. Because you can use it for longer time. And what we will do now, this pen, we will take that manjal anta vare हल्दी कच्चा हल्दी लेते, उसके ऊपर हल्दी से एक बार मारो, वो ब्लू पेन दूसरा कलर होगा, शेड कलर, क्योंकि एक ही पेन है, दूसरा कलर दिखाने के लिए नहीं है पेन, तो क्या करेंगे? वी नीड अ चेंज, क्योंकि एक पेन लिया तो एक लाइफ टाइम है, दूसरा पेन नहीं मिलेगा. ओनली द निब वी कैन रिप्लेस. नाउ यू सी आवर चिल्ड्रन, lavish है ना वो लोग, is it not? Today morning I was seeing the Navodaya Vidyalaya children going with a backpack. 8th class I got a box. और टिन का एक बॉक्स था उसको लेके जाने के लिए. उसके पहले एक ही रबर बैंड, वो ब्लैक रबर बैंड है. That is the one which we have to tie on the book, carry it like this. And the rubber band can be used for different purposes. वो स्टोन लेके मारने के लिए भी वो यूज करते हैं. See the lab we had, I am not talking about I was not very poor person. My mother had 1 lakh acres of land. My mother's sisters, 5 of them together, 5 acres of land. The whole village was ours. The school where I studied was my school. My mother's management. We had 2 temples constructed by my parents. We had a rich house. 40 rooms in my house. 3-storied building. फिर भी शुगर नहीं है, केरोसिन नहीं है, एक बॉक्स नहीं है बुक लाने के लिए. You can imagine being rich, nothing is there. We lived in such a situation. क्योंकि resources available नहीं है. लेना है तो भी एक शॉप नहीं है ना, क्या करेंगे? See, you have money, but somebody has to supply you. Supply कम है, क्या करेंगे? That's why I said if you have money, sugar नहीं मिलेगा. Sugar नहीं है तो क्या करेंगे? This is the problem which we have. Therefore, what we have, our life is, with all that we know how to live, in limitations. It could be a training, it could be a creating revolutionarist. Therefore, politically revolutionists come because of suppression. Russia में क्या हुआ? There are lot of restriction. But then what happened after some time? They got splitted. So sometimes socialism is good, sometimes socialism is bad. Sometimes adding value all on a sudden will change the situation. Every time you can see all changes in human beings have been governed by who does it? Not elderly people. When we become 40, we think, we had this past. But the time of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th class, that's a teenage. 13 to 19. Age pe, if somebody asks me, they will say, my father is useless, brother is useless, political people are useless, religion is useless, teachers are most useless. We keep blaming everybody around us. Don't we? I have a small book, Life Medicine, I don't have copy. That I say is, at the age of 6, you ask your children, they will say, Papa, great. Why? He knows everything. Usko sab malum. Age of 8, you ask them, वो तो ठीक है? Then they will say, teacher is very great. पापा से भी अच्छा है, वो टीचर है ना, मास्टर है ना, उसको सब पता है. My father, इतना तो मालूम नहीं उसको. At the age of 13, you ask them, he will tell you, इतना खराब है मेरा पापा. I don't know why mother is staying with him. Is it not? The age of 25, they will say, we are not in same, वो frequency ठीक नहीं है हमारा. ये old age है, हम तो नया age में है. Generation gap बोलते हैं इसको. And they will start teaching you, आप कैसे होना. Is it not? When we get married, the child gets married, and they get a child, age of 40, then the same child will tell, मेरा पापा तो ठीक था. Because now I am suffering with my kid. I don't know how my father suffered with my kid. And when your child become 14, 15 age, maybe you become 60, you will tell, my papa was great. Because he taught me value system which I am not able to teach my children. So this gap happens from one generation to another generation. We are not able to get our children to the right path. Because what happens? The society in which we live, society in which our father lived, society in which the next generation is going to live is entirely different. You understood? That's why I wanted to make this story like this, starting from heritage to now. Now, आप TV देख के पढ़ सकते हैं क्या नहीं? When you are reading history or geography or mathematics or science, any subject, नहीं तो एक novel पढ़ रहा हो. Can you look at the TV and read a novel? Very difficult. Ask your children. They can read, they can also see TV. You understood? While driving, can you talk to somebody? Very difficult. But if you are an expert driver, correct, no? So when you become expert, you can do different things parallelly. Next generation children are, I call them multimedia children. You know why? मेरा बेटा है. I have 2 sons. He can listen to TV, read book. इधर एक MP3 होगा. And सुनते ही रहते. And then he will be on laptop, chatting with some friends. एक चिप्स होगा वो खाते ही रहते. And then mother will be scolding, उसको आंसर भी देते उसके बीच में. No jokes. They are really good. And you ask them something, बेटा एक सिस्टम कंपाइल नहीं हो रहा है, वो दिस प्रोग्राम इज नॉट कंपाइलिंग. वो सिस्टम में C++ लोड नहीं है पापा. ये पूरा काम करते रहते, उसके बीच में उसके आंसर भी देते हो. You know, they are very good. They have lot of knowledge because they speak to people each other. Why we don't get knowledge? Because we don't ask. वो कंप्यूटर पता नहीं है कैसे ऑन करना, कुछ ऑन करे तो कुछ खराब हो गया तो क्या करेंगे, तो छोड़ दो, वो कवर करके रख दो बस. बच्चों लोग ऐसा नहीं है, क्या करेंगे, खराब होने दो, खोने दो ना, कोई बात नहीं है. 1000 रुपीज का ट्रेनिंग हो गया, मेरा कंप्यूटर तो नहीं है, NLI का है. 1 week we are here, 1 week को पूरा देख के चले जाएंगे हम. करेक्ट नो? वी डोंट स्विच ऑन. वो पावर पॉइंट प्रोजेक्टर हम तो नहीं करेंगे. यू आस्क योर चिल्ड्रन, पूरा स्विच दबा के देखेंगे, हो कुछ तो होगा पक्का. बिकॉज दे हैव द इनिशिएटिव, कवरेज, दे डोंट हैव इनहिबिशंस. आप करने के लिए क्यों कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं? Why you know? Because other people will think I don't know. वो क्या सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में, वो क्या सोचेंगे मेरे बारे में, वो क्या सोचेंगे. We keep on thinking what others will think about me and I will never learn. Correct, no? This inhibition we have. Why we are not doing, why we are doing, why we stop ourselves, just because we are worried about society. Is it good or bad? The societal feeling is good for some purpose, bad for some other purpose. Assume so you are not worried about society, what will happen? You will do anything. Correct, no? Now I said young people are good, but they are not worried about society. They have no worry about society. Therefore, there is a chance of them becoming bad. They are good. Good brain, lot of change, lot of cultural difference coming together. They know how to cope up with that. They will change. Now what will happen now? Now you see people, they don't mind doing many things in front of others also. Now you see the TV programs. Most of them are with influence of Western style. Is it not? Seeing that, reading that, seeing such movie, your children of tomorrow will also become like that. You will enjoy. Not your children, somebody's children does it. Not your daughter. When somebody's daughter comes and dances half naked, you will enjoy it. But you remember, your children also will dance like that tomorrow on somebody's face. Because that is what they are seeing. The culture is going to be like that. I don't know how many of you have traveled to Thailand and such places. You go on the street, girls will start pulling you. I've been traveling across this world. The culture is entirely different. Days are not far. In India will become much worse. You may enjoy it until you realize that your sister or your cousins or your daughter or your nephews and nieces are going to be in that society. So when I said the multimedia, the multicultural impact on the next generation is really good for good purposes. But if there is no control, they are going to be much worse. You go to any temple today. Temple festivals supposed to be a place of sanctity. Festival time पे cinematic dance होता उधर. Yeah. Can you think a system in India where during a temple festival you have cinematic dance? Film stars आते उधर. Instead of Purohit coming there, Pandits coming there, Sannyasis and Sannyasins coming there and giving bhashan, instead of that, मैं जाते बहुत टेम्पल फेस्टिवल में टेम्पल में प्रोग्राम्स देने के लिए भाषण देने के लिए मैं जाता हूँ. I have travelled from Haridwar, Rishikesh to Kerala. Different temples I have given lectures. But हम क्या होता मालूम है? वो प्रोग्राम के पहले थोड़ा टाइम फिलिंग के लिए. That's what bhashan today. What happens most of the time? The concentration of the young people have shifted from the cultural value, traditional value. Education itself becomes useless. क्योंकि आप educated है तो भी you cannot become that rich. Whereas if you become a good singer, you can get a lot of money. Reality show है अभी. If you are a good singer, you get 1 crore rupees. The best brilliant fellow will not get 1 crore rupees. Except that कौन बनेगा करोड़पति एक ही program. But every TV channel you see a lot of such programs. So you think that dance and drama and music have to become the best, not education? This is what happened to traditional Indians, and that is what is happening today also. You know why I said this, all this? I started with the university like Nalanda, Takshashila. From that age, we have lost everything. That's what I said. Why did we lose? Because traditionally Indian Shastra take normal prayer in the temple. Ekachame, 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 trishyashchame, trishyashchame, panchajame, panchajame, saptajame, saptajame, navajame, navajame, ekachame, ekachame, trayoshame. Like this people chant. Does it mean anything? क्या मीनिंग है उसका? कोई priest को पूछो ना, आप तो टीचर्स है. If you don't ask, who will ask? उसको बोलो, रुको रुको, बोलो उसका मीनिंग क्या है? एकाचमे एक, त्रिशश्चमे 3, पंचचमे 5, सप्तचमे 7, नवचमे 9, एकादशचमे 11, 1, 3, 5, 7. वो सिखा रहा है गॉड को. They are teaching God arithmetic progression. Some God does not like arithmetic progression. Next chapter क्या है maths में? No maths teachers here? After arithmetic progression, what do you teach generally? Geometric progression, GM, right? एकम च दशम च शतम च सहस्रम च सहस्रम च आयुतम च नियुतम च प्रयुतम च वयुतम च वयुतम च कयुतम च कयुतम च त्रयुतम च. It goes up to 10 power 57. एकम 1, दशम, शतम, सहस्रम, आयुतम, नियुतम, प्रयुतम, कयुतम, चयुतम, त्रयुतम. It goes up to 10 power 57. Why this priest is talking mathematics to God? So क्या फायदा? Some physics God is there. They will only learn physics slokas there. योजनानां सहस्रे द्वेषदे द्वेजे योजने एकेन निमिषार्धेन क्रममाण नमस्तुते. योजनानां सहस्रे द्वेषदे द्वेज योजने 2202 yojana. One yojana is equal to 12.11 kilometer. Therefore 2202 multiplied by 12.11 kilometer distance. Oh son, you are traveling this much. Namaskaram to you. Why namaskaram? And how much time you are taking to travel? Ekena nimishaardena, half of a nimisha. One nimisha is 1 nimisha is 0.2826 seconds. 28 seconds. Therefore half of nimisha 0.14. Multiply 2202 multiplied by 12.11 divided by 0.14 will give you velocity of light. So physics is a prayer. So while doing Surya Namaskara, which prayer you chant? Physics. I wanted to tell you, every culture, every ritual, every sannyasi They had physics, maths, chemistry, biology, zoology, microbiology, nanotechnology you can see. Yena chakshusha pashyanti, yena chakshunshi pashyadihi. Biotechnologists are not able to prove that first principle even today. They are trying to struggle to understand what does it mean. We can say physics to cosmology. The universe, how it has taken birth. What has happened to that? The whole sankalpa which we had. When we say Kaligala, normal puja when we do go to a temple, Saptapadavandandare, Kaligale Pratamapade. From Kaligala, Pratamapada up to all that connection, if you take 27 into 198 crores of years you will get. The earth is established or existing in this style, 198 years old earth. The modern science also says it is between 196 to 200. They are not exactly say, but we are able to exactly tell this. When Pralayam happened, when it will happen, all that has been predicted. How this mathematics and physics and chemistry has come part of the knowledge which is spiritual, religious, mythological. Mahabharata war happened on, or the Bhagavad Gita chanting on the 18th day, which has happened on 22nd November 3002 BC, 3102 BC. Why? Because of all astronomical computations, it shows that on that day only this has happened. How all this knowledge which we had, which was mixed with the slokas, mixed with the Swamijis, Sannyasis, priests, but today it is lost. Why? The reason is, after some time, you can see Kalidasa. He was supposed to be in the tradition of poets. Traditional Swamijis we had who were poets. Then we are having the non-oldest poet must be Kalidasa. What he has written? All his poetries are discussing about the beauty of lady, beauty of nature, nothing more than that. Stories regarding separation. Correct, no? Megha Sandesham. Beautiful poetry. But you will see some references in which says Ityadi Giyade. This is how the knowledgeable poets of my tradition says, and this is how it is explained for the global or the cosmology. Cosmology is explained like this. He will make some references. In Kumarasambhavam, if you see, you can see some references of the Big Bang theory. But he is saying, I don't know, but somebody says like this. Why he don't know and he says? Because he lost science and he became only a person of literature and language. Only poetry and beauty. He is more worried about describing ladies, describing nature, describing relationship, describing fighting family, and falling in love, separation. All these are stories. Poetries and poets have become away from science. Therefore, what happened? Their tradition also became different. Now we don't have poets who will write poetry in science. Is it not? So people started enjoying life than taking science and maths for progressing the development or anything which is good for the next generation. Enjoyment is good. Enjoyment beyond knowledge. Now that's what is happening. Our children have got lot of brain, but they are too much into enjoyment. Therefore, given an option, do you want a dance program or you want a maths class? They will run for. Correct, no? They have good brain, but they are not using it. Why? Because they are only tuned for now I want to enjoy. Tomorrow what will happen, they are not worried. Is it not? That's what I said. Now if I do, soon after that may I say karna chahiye tha. I say nahi karne chahiye tha. How do we tell ourselves this? Because we are not thinking for future. Assume we think what will happen tomorrow, then today we will become good. Now, Vivekananda defines what is leadership. What is leadership for Vivekananda? Being with the group and think beyond the group. What is leadership? Being with the group and think beyond group. That's what is leadership, he says. Now what is to be done? Assume you want leaders who will change the society for tomorrow. What is that you have to become? You be with the people, but make them to think beyond. Take them beyond this. Can we do that? Who can do this? The people who mix with the youth maximum. Who are they? Teachers. And especially, what is your role? No, you are designated as what?
Is the values.
More than that, you have an extra responsibility. What is that? House-masters, what is your role? You will be able to influence the children so that you can change them, mold them to good citizens tomorrow. When? That is what you are leaders. You can be with them and make them to think much beyond what they are. Take initiative and create this value with great power. The people with whom you are, or you are not that intelligent, but the kids are. I am sure given a poetry, you will not be able to by heart it faster, but they will be able to by heart it faster, right? Is it not? That means they are much more intelligent than you. They can learn more. They can deal faster. Assume you fight with someone, you will feel sad. They fight with their kids, few minutes they will forget it. Is it not? That means their manas is not polluted much. You have more physic or they have more physic strength? They are physically much better than all of us. They can study up to late night, get up early morning, they will become fresh. Physically they are strong, emotionally they are balanced, intellectually they are better. I am sure we analyze people. Elders will not mix each other very easily. They take some time to mix each other. But whereas children, they will mix very fast. That means socially they are better. Only they have spiritual confusion. They don't know whether this is correct or this is correct. But they are spiritually little confused. As you become older, you are more confused. So they are much better spiritually also. Physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially, spiritually. Five-fold development. They are very good. But as teachers and as masters, you have better role to play them or make them into better citizens of tomorrow. With high value system, with good leadership. Only when you become active. Morning prayer, the sloka was, don't ever become lazy, and lazy people will never produce anything. So what is required? You have to be very active. Nimisham jolitam sreyam nadu dhumayitum chiram. Leaders are not people who sleep. They make others also not to sleep. Leaders will never allow somebody to sleep in front of them. So you have a role of making them, your students, very active. So let us see how active you are. And we will come back after now tea time. 11 o'clock. So we will have lot of exercise after tea on checking how good leaders you are. Okay? It will be a practical session. All of you will have to change your ego, becoming, no, I am, no, I know I am here. All of you have to be like kids. See that you can also play with your kids and make them very active. Check your brain is working perfect or not. That also will be done here. Okay? Whether you are a person who can change your habits, that also will be checked here. And see how good you are in interacting with people, how socially you are good. Intellect, physical I cannot check. Or I would like to put some exercise for physical. All that can be done. But now I have some time for you to think on all the points what I said. Just close your eyes for a moment. Think about all the points which I spoke to you so far. Think about all the points which I spoke to you so far. Okay, now open your eyes and tell your friend who is sitting beside you, friend or enemy, it doesn't matter. Whoever is sitting beside you, tell them is to make people usable for this country. What are the usable people? Make good politicians. So that's why I am doing this job. I want from my 90 children, at least 10 of them will become good politicians. 10 of them will become nice, good bureaucrats. They will become IAS or IPS or IFS or something. Nice, good teachers. Can you do this? I'm sure you can make. Why when Navodaya Vidyalaya, one of them become a collector, it comes in your website. Why? Because you are only able to generate one or two, right? If you can make hundreds of them, it is not going to be a news. It should happen like that. So make the ambition of your children not limited to become. See, my nephew was also a student in Navodaya Vidyalaya. One of my students who is a professor of English in Goa University, Dimple. Last time when I talked to her, I went to her house, met her because she was my student. She kept on calling. The day I landed yesterday, she called me. She knows my schedule because looking at the internet. As soon as I reach her, she will telephone me. Yesterday also she telephoned me. Last time I met her. Then only when last time I met her, I knew that she happened to be a Navodaya Vidyalaya student. And I asked your director to speak to her. She was one of the first batch in Kerala, right? So what I am saying, you have good children, but what is to be done? When you bring that, why I am saying is, bring that children back to the school after few years. I am sure when Dimple, like a professor in a English department in Goa, comes and speak to these students, the students will get thrilled. Oh, that is how you get general knowledge. If you cannot go out, what you should do in your classrooms, in your school assembly, don't do the same band baja every day. Make your assembly most suitable assembly where people can learn something. Why did I speak to the children today morning? It is not to change them, not to give them new knowledge. Looking at some people, they will feel, oh, I also can become a scientist. Looking at the biodata, they should feel, oh, I can also learn like this. That's a motivation which you can do. I said, you should get people and then give them talk. Interact as much as you can. That's a duty, not as a teacher probably. Because as a teacher, your job is only to teach. But you also have a responsibility, giving them high ambition, motivating them, counseling them and all that. Counseling them, motivating them, giving them ambition, making each one of them into the highest strategy. Highest stratum of the society. What is that you can do? Motivate. You must tell stories about good things, not bad things. There may be 100 bad things. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. And sometime you will feel, does it make a difference if I change? Will it change? Can the world be changed by a single person? If everybody thinks like that, will there be any change? So what is to be done? You do what you can do. Maybe somebody else will do a different thing. So you have a right role, you are in the right place. I am not able to get into children. But I am trying to get into children today. That's why 90 children. Even 90 children is not a big number. Now what I am doing, I am taking this model and talking to many people, and similar things I am planning to change. Now that ambition and that academy is not enough. Now I am working on a different project which runs by one of the Maharashtra person, Soma developers. They are the people who build national highway, hydroelectric plant and all that. I made a big project and given to them, 700 crores expenditure educational institution. Is already agreed that. Where we are going to pick up BTech students and then train them to MTech and MBA plus All India Service, totally residential program. So we will have 3-4 campuses in India, probably in the next 3-4 years to come. Before that, we are planning this next January onwards, we will plan a academic institution in Hyderabad where we will train teachers, because the biggest problem is getting good teachers. No quality teachers. Even English teachers who teach English don't have fabulous English, because they just teach textbook. They have literature but not language. There is a difference between literature and language. They know how to read and explain, but they cannot speak good English. That's the reason why I am not using teachers for teaching these 90 children in 8th class. I am not using teachers to teach. I will repeat it. I am not using school teachers or college teachers to teach my 8th class children. In my absence, you know who is teaching there? Engineering college students, BCom students, and MBBS students. I go to different colleges nearby and tell the young children in the engineering college, first year, second year, third year children, you love teaching? Come. I will teach you the technique of teaching. I conduct a lot of workshops. And from there, I will pick up few good teachers who have got good language and good subjects. Use them for teaching in the 8th class. We divide 8th class 90 children into 3 different batches, 30, 30, 30. And 3 engineering college students will come. Chemical engineering student will teach chemistry. Mechanical engineering student will teach physics. Sometimes civil engineering students will teach maths. Computer science will teach something computer. We will allow them to teach. You know the thrill of the engineering college students when they become teachers? Nice, fabulous English, brilliant people, smart, active. Than the dead, smoking. They said, you know, Nimisham Jolidam Sreyam, Nadu Dhumayidum Chiram. We have seen professors. We had a workshop in which we had a debate, discussion and all that. We asked some of them to present. And one of the English professor gave a presentation, that also I have recorded. And the young engineering college gives a presentation, that also I have recorded. You must see them together. The thrilling engineering college student with fabulous English, whereas PhD in English, very troublesome English. So what I am trying to say is, it is not the B.Ed or M.Ed or the post-graduation which you have. If you have thrill in learning and if you are dynamic, you can make young children to love you. And you have a wonderful chance in your school because you are dealing with nice, brilliant people in the country. I have a lot of ambition and hope on Navodaya Vidyalaya. Therefore, in this panchayat where we are running a school, now this year I am training few students for Navodaya Vidyalaya admissions. We started already 3 months back. Special coaching for the poorest of the poor in my panchayat. I am taking them on holidays. So I have 5th class students also under me. 8th class students under me, 10th class students, 5th class students specially for training them to Navodaya Vidyalaya admission. We take all the question papers, teach them all that what is required to get them into Navodaya Vidyalaya. If I can get 10 of them, I am very happy. 10 students, if I can take into Navodaya Vidyalaya, I am happy. So these are the interventions which we are doing. Why do we do this? Because we know those parents are not educated. I get a lot of complaints also. Navodaya Vidyalaya, recently somebody who joined in 6th class, their parent came along with the child. The one of the teacher has beaten her up. First 2 days itself. And she said, I don't want to go there. They are rich. The parents are not very bad. So I said, don't send them. Not because of that reason. Tomorrow the child will come back and say, you forcefully put me there. Children has to be given freedom to decide. Educate them sufficiently, give them sufficient knowledge and decide whether they want to do what they wanted to do. You must give them knowledge. And the child happened to be so matured, she says, yeah, I know. When I speak to her, she says, yes, I know. The word comes from her heart. So what is more required is to have a good dealing, interpersonal relationship, mannerism, personality development, good communication skill. Make your children capable of this. As house masters, you have a lot of responsibility, you have a lot of freedom, you have a lot of control. You can do many things. Maybe 101 reasons you can see for not doing. But I am sure you can see 101 reasons for doing also. Purne manasi sampurnam jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi upana gudapadasya nanucharmas trudaiva bhuvu. Whatever you do depends on your mind pattern. You decide you want to do, you can find reasons. If you don't want to do, you will find many reasons for not doing it. It's very simple. You want to do, you can do. And when everything is perfect, if you are doing, you are not an intelligent person. If something is not in right style you are doing, then you are a brilliant fellow. If everything is perfect you are still not doing, you are a buffoon. If everything is perfect and you are successful, then you are the most successful person. If everything is perfect and you do it, it's only your job. You are not doing anything extra. The system is very good and still you work and success comes. It's only not your credit, but the system's credit. So try to be active and as best as you can. Dual role, teachers and parents. I was clubbing both and then giving you